not? Yeah, let's Oxbridge boy.
Let's do that. You do what you need to do, and people perceive what you are.
That's the time. That's the time.
Cool. So, Rahul, you have been here today. Thank you very much for coming. You have brought a very important piece of information about the electronic patient report. So, I think we had, a good introduction of how things go. Do you want to have a brief, like your view on how it went, and then we talk about, how the global business conference like this, with a future of health conference, which is the second part, running together, can help bringing the whole healthcare system to a new and a far better level.
Absolutely. I think one of the best part is, like, I'm a young entrepreneur myself, so I've left NHS when I was 2 years ago almost. But I was implementing a lot of national programs, so learned a lot in those areas. So it's always a difficult task for young people to know where to start from. So we can always get inspired on YouTube videos, we can get inspired a lot of on Facebook and Twitters and all that. It's very difficult to actually come onto that sort of platform where you get to see the leaders who have already achieved something to that level and get inspired by their achievements, and in totality share your own background with them. So they can perceive you from their perspective, and sometimes you don't even know whether you're doing something is right or what's your shelf life in the business. In any entrepreneur, for any entrepreneur, it's important to have a long shelf life. So what product do you have? What knowledge you're having? Where can it be implemented? Like here we are not only talking about UK, this platform talks about global. So maybe we have done something really great in UK in healthcare records, we have done it, and so a lot of electronic patient records in private sector, in government sector, and the integration of databases. A lot of technologies we have implemented, but what is happening in other countries? They are still developing. So these sort of understanding, these sort of consultancy can be taken and transferred and cross-pollinated to other countries as well out there, like India, developing countries, but very rapidly developing countries. And you don't get to see a lot of things, like a lady very kindly showed us how to engage with Chinese people. So how to engage with Chinese business people, how to build relations with them. And these are the things, at the end of the day, they are one of the fastest growing countries. And India is a little bit trailing behind, but after US, if you talk about growth, not even growth, the biggest economy in totality. Growth is still, China is higher than US as well. But in totality of the economy itself, it's the second largest economy we have. So these sort of platforms give you an insight to how to do business with these sort of economies. No matter how much we try to remain inert to globalization, but that's the only way forward. And coming here, I've learned it's of no point of being in your silos, or open honestly with everybody. And like people who have similar industry knowledge and experience, they'll harness on your skills, you harness on their skills, and that's how the teamwork actually works. So we can harness on their experience of running businesses, they can harness an experience of our technology background and our sort of work which we have delivered here to trans-pollinate or to take this work out there in India or any other country globally and replicate it again.
So I think that's fantastic. Being a young entrepreneur, how do you think we can engage more young entrepreneurs into this international business federation? Because obviously, as you said, this is a platform. Yeah. It's an eye-opener, and it's just because the message is not either gone or is going. So what can be done in order to engage more and more?
I think the social media is playing a very vital role these days. So I'm not sure, because I was being invited at a very later stage, and I'm actually thankful to Dr. Divakar, who actually brought me in. He was like, he actually knew me from the past. So I believe I was not aware of this particular mega event happening here today. So I just came to know by
word of
mouth.
Yeah.
So the best thing would have happened is create a Facebook account for this particular event. We should market it as much as we can, because at the end of the day, you are adding value to not only somebody's life, but to somebody's profession, to somebody's idea. Otherwise, that idea will die down. So if somebody is sitting and thinking innovation in a closed room or talking to only few people who might not be even able to perceive that idea, here you will see similar mindset people. Likely, so as I say, great minds think alike. So you need to have great minds together to realize something. Otherwise, ideas will die down. And maybe it's your idea today, tomorrow it might become somebody else. They make millions out of it, or things like that. So in order to realize your own ideas, you are doing good to the community as well, to be honest, in one way. that you're giving an opportunity to everybody, people from all walks of life, to come along, to attend this platform, to contribute to this platform. So not many platforms actually let you contribute. It's more of a one-way traffic normally. Elite people will come, they'll talk something business. People will not even dare to ask a question. So this was an open forum where I can ask a question to Mr. Aluwaya. How many people will get this opportunity in this world? To ask a question to a person who is actually teaching chairmen and leaders of the leaders. So you can be a good manager, but living with these sort of people, you can become leader. That is the difference. So you can learn, you can inspire, and the way to engage people is, I think social media is something which can play an important role into this. And people are very, all the time on Facebook and all sorts of Twitters and things like that.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, there is a Facebook account, there is a Twitter account, there is a LinkedIn account, but I think you are absolutely right. We can do more. Partly we had some difficulty with the time because in the short scale to do it is difficult. But important point I wanted to ask is that, as you mentioned, people in youth, the young entrepreneur think something different than the people who are slightly elder generation.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm very keen for a lot of young entrepreneurs to be involved in it.
Yeah.
And probably you could be the young entrepreneur leader for the IBF to connect more people, and because the whole organization needs to grow.
Yeah.
And we need leaders who grow the organization. And this is the way. You are a true entrepreneur. And true entrepreneur think, how can I make it better?
Absolutely.
And that is the whole purpose, that this is a platform.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Happy to help. Definitely happy to help.
And in your personal life, what has triggered you to change the lifespan or to be an entrepreneur? What was the trigger point? And I want to hear from the young entrepreneur. I'm very pleased that there are more young entrepreneurs in this world now than there were 10 years ago.
Absolutely. I think one of the, like I said on the platform as well, there are a lot of myths around us at the moment. Oh, technology, it's very expensive. I can't buy it. Technology doesn't mean iPad, to be honest. There's more to it. So when a company is running, they are running on an infrastructure. You look at infrastructure, you're talking about service, you're talking about expensive kit which is running behind. Those kits, most of the firms out there, that kit is not fit for purpose anymore. Just because you're bound in a contract with one supplier, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. It doesn't make any sense. So that idea triggered me. I'm like, a lot of new technologies are coming. A lot of companies are running the same, the hosting solutions, all sorts of other things. But what if we can actually do a consultancy to go about, talk to the different businesses, give them what their potential savings could be in terms of running their business. Because as I said on the stage, there are three things every organization wants. Every organization's objective is, they can call it a strategic objective, they can call it a strategy, they can give it any fancy name.
Yeah.
But in totality, what we as a business people want to do is, I want to make sure my customer is happy, customer satisfaction. It could be NHS, it could be not NHS, it could be Apple, and it could be any organization. Secondly, my operating cost is growing, it's cutting down. I don't want to build on my OPEX, which is operating cost of a company. I want to make sure my revenues are generated, and hence I can make some decent revenue out of it, and I can pay this money to my staff, to my teams, to grow their skill set, to basically educate them to do better in life, and hence we can grow as a company. So these are the things, these three things which triggered me. Like, I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. Why not give it a go? And it's just one thing I wanted out of my system, was to give it a shot on my own. So rather than, I've listened to a lot of good stories. Of course there are some bad stories, good stories. But there's always a right time and right age. Like they say, there's a saying, one of the Chinese actually, entrepreneur, he very correctly said, when you're young, work for a small company, the smallest company ever. And I started my career as a practice manager. So what smaller company can it be than a practice manager? Well, it's one of the key areas which are, you're in healthcare industry, you're dealing with somebody's health, it's a very serious business. You're dealing with somebody's health. Secondly, it's implementing IT into the serious business. At that time I was doing a master's in international business. So I did my engineering back earlier than that. So academically I was very technical, then I thought, I'm doing a master's, why not start becoming a part of a small business, understand their problems. I've never seen a balance sheet. How to get any big company you go, how many, will Apple show you a balance sheet?
They will not share it.
Not even the big companies will never show you.
Top CEOs.
Absolutely, CFOs, they'll be lucky if they can get to see the balance sheet. So But in a GP practice, I'm running a business which was worth at least, I would call it a turnaround of 400,000 a
Yeah.
year, $500,000 a year. How many young entrepreneurs get a chance to do that?
Right.
So that's where I learned. And I was actually, one of the doctors I used to work with actually, he is giving me a good sense of business as well. Like, when I look at him, I was like, you are a doctor, but you are a very, very good business person. So why can't I be an engineer and be a good business person? So a lot of skills I learned there. So that's what I'm saying. So then I grew, I started working in bigger organizations, and luckily I got a chance, and then I left, so I worked for CCGs, CSGs, community, CSUs, like, commissioning support units. Then I worked for NHS Health and Social Care Information Center, grew into Department of Health. That's where I left after that. So it gives you me a complete end-to-end operating model. Plus, I got to see the real money, the real change you make by doing a small thing. In big organization, no matter, it requires a lot of big changes to steer the big ship. So I learned from the small business, and now I want to run my own business. So that's the experience.
Fantastic. So you mentioned that there are three things. First is
Customer experience.
customer experience. Second, you increase your revenue.
And reduce
Third,
your operating
reduce your
costs.
operating costs. So in fact, bring more money, spend less money,
Give
make
the best.
people happy.
And give the best. How can you give the best? By implementing technology. So
And that needs constant rethinking, re-innovation, and that's this whole system. So we wish you all the best in
Thank
your
you.
entrepreneurial success.
Thank you very much.
See you.
Thanks, sir.
See you. Really, आपने